Welcome friends to a new chess analysis video. We're still following our Road to Class A journey, and this will be game number 19, I believe. Yes, game number 19. So this is round 4 of our club championship at the Waukesha Chess Club for 2024. Right now, I believe I'm sitting at 1 and 2. I've lost to Krause, or sorry, not Krause. I've lost to Mike Labuddy. I won against Mike Lawrence, and I lost against Robert Murphy in a really tough game. But I'm really pleased with my play. I've been playing pretty well, I believe. This game is a different story. You're going to see. It's tough to say that this is a catastrophic failure, but I believe, in my mind, it's a psychological break, essentially. So let me set the stage. I'm supposed to come in and play another 1900. I'm supposed to play McCutcheon. So I'm excited because I haven't played McCutcheon in quite a while. Actually, I don't believe I've played McCutcheon yet for the year. I don't think so. Maybe I have. I can't remember. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments that know a little bit more about my history. I've forgotten more than I can remember. That's part of being older. But so I was really excited. I'm going to play McCutcheon. I'm playing the ready, and he's going to play some sort of King's Indian defense type of structure. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. So I studied for this all week. And then when I get there, the pairings changed. So I went from playing round 4 against somebody that I can draw or lose, and if I win, it's great. If I lose, it's not really that big of a deal. I was supposed to lose to 1900 anyways. To now playing round 4 to playing Kevin, who is a 1528. Now, this is no hit on Kevin or anything. Kevin is a very strong player and can play like a 1800 when he wants to. But now I'm in a must-win type of situation where I was before. I could take some more risks. So my mindset was very positive, actually, going in. Overconfident, even. I was like, oh, I'm going to go and I'm going to just crush Kevin. There's not going to be any problems. And this was not the right mindset to be in. This was a poor mindset. Really not smart at all. So I had a chat with Evan, the Chess Lobster. For those of you that know, he goes to my club and he's one of my training partners. We do a lot of talking and discussing of chess. We do a lot of training together. We talk about chess all the time. And I talked to him before and he said, you know what, don't worry about the game. Just go in, play strong moves, and he's going to be in time control, time pressure. He spends too much time on his moves, and he's going to be down on the clock, and you can just pressure him later. So just go play solid chess, and eventually he'll be down on the clock, and you can just pressure that. Eventually he will blunder. And I took that to heart. I was like, okay, cool. So in this game, my psychology extremely broke down, and I ran into a lot of problems. So let's see what happens. I guess you can understand how the game probably went. But let's get into it. So I'm still playing the hypermodern approach. I'm realizing that maybe the hypermodern is not the way to go, but I'm confident in my skills because I've been doing a lot of tactical work. However, it didn't catch up with me at this game. So we play into this King's Indian defense structure. We've seen this in a previous game recently. I'm playing for b3. And we get a similar type of positioning. He brought his knight in to g4, which to me seems silly because I thought maybe he might just reroute it. So I was like, well, okay. I guess he was provoking me from playing h3, which sometimes you kind of want to play anyways. And then when I was playing the English, this is a very common theme. I'm going to come here after he comes here. So I played knight to e5. And I'm still in this mindset, oh, I'm going to just crush him. I'm going to wipe him off the board. So I'm playing these quick moves. You know, I'm not spending a whole lot of time. I'm just kind of perusing and just cruising through the game. Rook to c8. I take the knight, which I shouldn't have. I should have probably played rook to c1 to get off this diagonal, but I didn't. I took the knight, and now he's got this. I play king to h2. And he moves his bishop back, which to me was just like the oddest thing as to why you do that. Were you afraid of me pushing here and then maybe you can trade and blow up my king side? I was so confused by that move. And we're on move 13. We're barely out of the opening. And I've got 76 minutes. And like Evan had said, you'll be up on the clock, and he's down to 67. So I'm up like 9 minutes at this point. So I'm like, okay, everything's going right. I'm feeling pretty good. But I know, talking about this game now, that I'm extremely overconfident. In my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to be able to steamroll Kevin. And that couldn't be further from the truth. I was in the mindset that, like, oh, I'm going to crush this person, totally forgetting the fact that there's a person across the board from me trying to do the same to me. So I totally did not give any respect to actually playing another person in a game of chess in my mind. So I lock down the position, he comes through, and I move my knight out of the way. Why I did this, I really have no reason. Maybe I wanted to come here and then here, but this is a ridiculous move. I probably, if I was doing anything, I probably should have just taken the knight. But if I've learned anything from the game against Ishan, taking here and here and letting him open this up is not a wise idea. Oh, I didn't do that. Sorry. So I don't know what my idea is here. Maybe I'm just stopping him from playing B6. I really have no idea what my plan is here, and I don't remember the game whatsoever. So that is partly on me to try to get these games in front of you sooner so I can remember why I made some of these moves, because that just looks absolutely ridiculous to me. He moved forward, and I decided, oh, well, I think it's time to trade bishops and open up his king side. But he decided he didn't want to do that, and he played f6. So I come back, and he can just get all this expansion. And I thought for sure that he was going to play g5, and he'd have this weakness on the light squares, but I can't really exploit it for quite a long time. And he didn't do that. He played knight. He brought his knight back. And I'm just really super confused by the moves. Now, I see this now. I remember being confused by all these moves during the game. Looking at it now, it's pretty obvious what he was trying to do. And I obviously saw it, but I was like, okay, he's making these like really kind of nothing threats. Like, these are really easy to deal with. Why are you playing chess this way? So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like not understanding. But he's just doing it to maneuver in getting tempo. I mean, this is actually really decent chess, and now he's got this really solid king side. There's no way I can break through. I mean, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got like all of his pieces protecting his king, but except for this rook. Like, okay, I'm not breaking through anytime soon. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna checkmate him. So it's totally unreasonable to be thinking like this whatsoever. And my whole idea by doing this is to play e4. And it's totally just the wrong move to make in the position. And what I should do is just bring my knight back to the good square, which is much better here. And then maybe play for e4 or e3. But I didn't do any of that. I was just like, I need to break everything open. I'm very impatient and just trying to push forward when there's not really a great way to push forward. And when what I should have done is I should have sat here and took stock of the position and came up with a plan and tried to move forward and execute that plan. I didn't do any of that. So what I ended up doing was just kind of floundering around. I played e4, and at this point in the game, I have 57 minutes, he has 52, so I'm up 5 minutes on the clock, and I play e4, which is a mistake, and he takes, and I take, and he plays f5. Okay, so now he's got 2 pieces on here, and there's not a whole lot that I can do about it. So I move my bishop back, because otherwise he'll just take it, and he gets the pawn. And now I'm like, whoa, what is happening here? What just happened? Why did I just now lose a central pawn? Now I'm down a pawn, and now I'm behind. So I'm not really playing fighting chess. I'm just kind of going through the motions of making moves and letting my opponent dictate the game, unfortunately. So we're on move 21, and now time is pretty even. I've got 51 minutes, and he's got 50. Takes the bishop, and I played rook to c1, protecting my pawn, which I think I just want to be able to bring my knight back. But like even bringing it back here, there's no good squares for it to go because he's protecting everything. So this knight's out of the game. Useless piece. All of his pieces are pretty much working together. This bishop is awkwardly placed, but he can easily get it out and then push for this pawn. And I mean, look at this position. This is just, if you could get this, this is just stellar. I have to maybe consider trading. It's bad stuff. He didn't play that way. He started giving me some things back, which was like he should have just left his knight where it was because I think it was better placed there. So he brought that in, and I thought, well, okay, let's free up some pieces. And I thought, well, okay, now I can attack his bishop. He can move his bishop back. And here I'm like lining up on the bishop when he can just move it. Like, it doesn't really matter. I'm just making these moves when I should have probably come here. So that way when he comes here, he's pinned. He didn't do that. He did exactly what anybody would. And I pinned him anyways. And he brought his rook here. He probably should have just played e6 and consolidated his position. And now I have really no way of ever breaking through. Not for a while anyways. And I think e6. I calculated him playing e6, and now my knight is just kind of out of play. I gotta kind of do something about it. Yeah, it's really tough. I have no real way of breaking through, so now it's definitely a positional maneuvering game, but I'm not like in that mindset. I'm totally like dejected and really almost disinterested in this game, not really giving any respect to my opponent, unfortunately. So at this point, I was like trying to figure out how to get through, and I'm just kind of playing the waiting game. Now, why he didn't push here is just wild to me, because like even if I take that pawn, he can just take back and everything's fine. He can give the pawn back. He didn't do that. He moved his king, which is, I'm not sure why he did that. So he could have, and yeah, he could have just played e6 as well, which consolidates the position. And now this knight's awkward. He's got this really nice bishop and all these dark squares. Fine. He played here, and he gave me some chances. I pick up the pawn, and he moves his queen out. So now I feel as though, okay, I've finally made some traction at this point. And I feel as though I'm doing okay. I expected him to trade queens, and he didn't. And I played king to h3, trying to get out of this pin, or this potential pin, because I maybe want to push here. Not immediately, but I didn't like. Oh, that's why, because he can take here and I can't take back, so that's why. So there's some tactics here. I was happy to be able to see. I moved, and he came after my queen, and I thought, oh no, I'm in trouble. And I played queen to e6, which is a mistake. I should have played here and here, which is frustrating because I saw this, and I chose to do nothing about it. So really not awesome play. And he played here, and I didn't capitalize on it. I should have definitely played there, and I did not. And now at this point in the game, it's move 31. I've got 32 minutes, and he's got 38. So I'm going back in my head and thinking, well, what? I thought I was supposed to be winning this game, and I was supposed to be way up ahead on time. What is going on? That was the first time I thought about time during this game. And I was just writing the time signatures down or whatever. And I played here, and there's some mistakes. And here I was like, oh, well, I can just play queen c4, not realizing that's a total blunder because of how he played. He can play, he could just take my rook. It's just really, there's so many bad things here. And what he should have done is done this. And now I have no real way. I have to give up a piece. I probably could move my knight and keep it. I don't know. Is there something that I'm missing here? Maybe it's this. No, because then I can force a queen trade. And this is one of those positions that I didn't quite understand. And I still, oh, that's right. I have nowhere to move my knight. It's gone because of the bishop. That's why. I was like, what am I missing here? So even the second time around, or third time really, I'm missing it. So the knight's gone. So I've just given up a piece. So we can't do that. But I did it anyways. But he made the wrong move order. And I was able to kind of get out of this. So I took here, and then we took the pawn. Played queen to d7, entering a pin. Queen to c4, and he played f4. And I just moved my king out. F takes g3, F takes g3, and bishop d4. And if we look at this position right now, I feel as though I'm probably winning. And if I look at the evaluation I'm +3. But right now it's move 39. And I'm down 10 minutes. And something in my head went, why are you down 10 minutes? You should be way ahead on time. And psychologically, I'm just like lost in my brain. I don't know what's going on. I'm frustrated with this game. It didn't go the way I wanted. And my mental state for the rest of the game is just absolutely atrocious. And I kind of flounder around making some moves, not really improving, and just slowly giving my pieces and my advantage to Kevin. I entered this pin, but this is a mistake because he should have played here. But I'm just like, now I'm just blundering. I just blundered back when I should have just taken here. Should have just taken the piece. And I have a winning game. This is a win. And this isn't hard to find from here. But when you've psychologically broke, if anybody looking at the position just says a puzzle, you would be like, oh, this is easy. Take the bishop. 1, 2. It's not hard to see. 3. Even if he doesn't move the king. Let's say he keeps the king there and he does something like this. Takes, check. This is still a win. You've got a protected pass pawn. You can't stop this. This is winning for white. There's no way to get out of it. So, and here I just like blunder, and then he capitalizes on it very quickly. And I have to be careful because this is stuck. I'm pinned. I can't do anything about it. Goes here. And then I blunder again, which I should have played queen f3. But it doesn't really matter because I'm still like way behind. And this is what I should have done, and I could have gotten out of something. But I blunder. And I really just gave him the game. And then I played b5. Even worse. Now I can't stop checkmate. And that's exactly what happened. And here I'm fighting to try to get through the game, and I can't because nothing I can do. So yeah, I psychologically broke in this game. I ended the game at uh, move 60. I think I resigned here. I don't know my notes. Let's see. Yeah, resignation. So yeah, Kevin played a really good game. We both kind of had some blunders. So it's not really our best game by either one of us for sure. And it was very, very tough. And I really kind of realized that I can't take any of my opponents lightly. I psychologically went into this game thinking I was going to crush my opponent, and then I went and just gave it up. I just blew up at the end. And psychologically, I was really lost after this game. So that was on March 20th. Sorry, March 13th, early March, 3 months ago. I played this game. And this took me down, from this game on, it took me down a completely different path than um, I'm used to playing. So you're going to start seeing some changes in the way I play my games and how I calculate and how I play chess. From here on out, things start changing drastically because I'm so frustrated with losing this game. So now I'm 1-3, and I've lost a tremendous amount of points um, so far in this tournament, and I need to turn it around quickly, or I'm not sure what's going to happen. So, really tough game. Let me know what you thought about this game. All of your criticism is welcome because I played this game very poorly. I know where my mistakes are, but a lot of it was chalked up to just my mental state. And have you guys lost games because of your mental state? I'm sure you have. I'd love to hear your stories. Let me know down in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching, everyone.